said you expect this to be one of the toughest challenges you had in terms of opposing defense. How tough was it out there?
Yeah, credit to Dallas. They did a great job just playing physical, stopping the run, making us throw more than we anticipated. But it just sort of came down to, executing once we got into the red zone and things like that. So, I think we got to be a little bit better there. I have to be a little bit better down there. But overall, it was a great challenge for us.
What did it do for you in the offense? Play the Kittle down the middle there, the juggling catch.
What did it do? Yeah. I mean, it was that time or that part of the game. We needed something. We needed a spark, get the ball rolling, and for Kittle to make a play like that, you just feel it in the whole stadium. Like, man, that felt good. To get a big gain like that and get us going. So, props to Kittle. He was one of our last options in that play, but he kept the play alive by feeling space, and I got my eyes back, and he was there. So it was awesome.
Did you see the defense holding on him on that other play before the touchdown? When you got sacked, did you know that he had been held there?
I was trying to go there, yes, and then obviously got held. I felt pressure, got sacked, but yeah, I mean we're glad that that happened. But ball was trying to get there, so.
Able to move the ball a little bit on those fourth quarter drives that helped kill the time, but did it seem like they were taking forever and just how hard it is to win a game?
You talking about just the time? Yeah, in that point in the game, we're up and we want to take off time off the clock and everything like that, but we wanted to also solidify us being up and put points up on the board. So for us to be able to chew the clock, get some convert some third downs and things like that, and then get a field goal in with Robbie at the end. Felt good with our lead, and then giving our defense the shot to close out the game. So that's what we wanted.
Obviously, during the week, you're preparing to win a football game, but now that the game's over, do you take a moment to realize, man, I just participated in the Niners-Cowboys playoff game, and how do you think you might reflect on that down the road?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just, so right now I'm still focused in a sense with, just the game and, what we could have done or to be better, But, yeah, it's pretty cool to, see the clock at 0 and then you see, the Niners over the Cowboys. That's pretty sweet in the playoffs. So, definitely, credit to the coaching staff and getting us right all week. Defense, offense, special teams, everyone just playing. It takes everybody, not just one person or a couple guys. It literally takes everybody. So I'm just so proud of the team. And, playoff football is not easy. So to go and to pull off a win like that against a great team like Dallas and now going to the NFC Championship, it means a lot to us. And for myself, when I take a step back, it's pretty cool. Very thankful.
You guys are tied going in, right at the end of the half. And you guys are deliberate. How much time do you spend talking to Kyle, or how much does he kind of coach you up on this is my thought process, and how difficult is it when you're on the field to be so deliberate until you get that first down?
Yeah, all throughout the week we have, what we're trying to do, what their defense does, what our scheme is, but then also our thought process of, these are our playmakers. If we get the ball to this person or that person, chew some clock, let the defense play ball, then we'll have a chance at setting ourselves up for success and to win the game. So he always goes over little situational football throughout the week. And then even, before the 15 seconds hit, he'll say some stuff in the headset of, hey, this is the situation. If it's not here, throw it away. We're in field goal range, whatever. So he's always done a great job with communicating and keeping things clear for me. And I appreciate that about him.
For your final snap on that drive, there were 7 seconds left. Was he telling you to get rid of the ball quickly?
Yeah. Yeah. I looked left. I didn't see our read was covered. I thought I had a little bit more time than I had in terms of looking back right to Debo, and obviously it was a pretty close call. So I just got to be better with if it's not there, throw the ball away. So he coached me up on it and got on me, rightfully so. So you just got to be better. I told you if it's not there, throw it away. So I thought I had a little bit more time and look left, look right, and just made it close. So. Yeah.
You normally even feel like you are now, but I mean, is there something you talked about? Gotta be better, gotta be better in the red zone. I mean, are you mildly annoyed by today, or not?
I mean, yeah. For myself, there's times in the game where it's like, man, I want to be better. I want to capitalize on third downs and finish when we get in the red zone. So I mean, that's always something that's been in me in terms of wanting to get better. But at the same time, man, it's the NFL. It's not easy to do everything on your own. And so for me, it's like, man, I got to do my part in this team, for this team, and everyone else is going to do their part. And that's where trust comes into play. And we trust everyone that everyone's going to do their thing, and we'll just let everything fall into place from there. So I have faith in that. I have faith in the guys, all in the locker room, coaches, and we just go out and play and let everything fall into place. So
In the second half, you guys seem to have more success running the ball, between tackles, throwing the ball across the middle of the field. Was that something that opened up, or was this something maybe you were setting up in the first half as much as you guys are working together?
yeah, I mean, we wanted to run the ball well in the first half. They did a good job of scheming us up, making us throw more in the first half. So yeah, in the second half, we just went to some other of our plays that we had, drawn up and lined up throughout the week, and that's something that Kyle thought would work, and we thought it did. And then obviously the plays and the quick game across the middle helped out too. I think they complemented each other very well in the second half. So that was something that we adjusted at halftime, and thought we had a lot of success with it. So.
Well, said that Kittle was not the first read on that throw deep, but what was the first read on the throw down?
You talking about his bobble?
Yeah.
BA was coming across the field. I was trying to see if there would be a window that opened up late, and then I think it was the corner that undercut it. And so I got my eyes back down. I think it was Juice or another tight end, and then Kittle. He wasn't supposed to run downfield like that, but he felt space, and that's what I love about him.
But you see him moving.
Yeah, I just got to lead him and hit him. So.
You want to take care of the ball every game, but in a game like this, it might be a defensive kind of struggle a little bit. How much of an emphasis is it to kind of come out of this, 0 in the turnover column?
I mean, it's huge. Playoff football, you can't. I mean, any game really in the NFL, you can't afford to, be throwing the ball up or fumbling or anything like that, obviously. But when so much is on the line, and everyone's going to be playing their best football, every drive and every moment matters. So, Greasy and Kyle have done a great job with telling me that with my decisions and everything. And I know that we got one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the league. So I just got to do my part. If we have to punt, it's okay. Like, our defense will get a stop. We got trust and faith in them, and we'll pick up and go put points up on the board after that. So, but yeah, it's playoff football. We can't afford big mistakes.
Did you see Kittle catch that ball, or were you obscured your vision?
The bobble?
On the one that ball.
Yeah, no, I saw him catch it. I mean, it seemed like it was 10 seconds of bobbling, and I was like, dude, come on. So he came down with it, and we were pumped.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
This game health-wise?
I was fighting, but made it through. Made it through great. Yeah, but nothing bad. All good.
What was it like going up against that defense? They seem fast and aggressive. What kind of problems did they cause you guys from that?
Yeah, it's a good defense. They play hard. They fly to the ball. They tackle well. They definitely caused some problems for us early. I was happy with the way our guys just responded and kept going one play at a time, and had a couple long, really good drives there in the second half that changed the momentum of the game. But it's definitely a good defense that we played.
In the second half, why were you able to be a little more successful?
We just stuck with it, I'll have to watch the tape. I don't like making a whole lot of blanket statements after games without watching the tape, but you could just feel guys sticking with it, not panicking, just taking it one play at a time.
Needed a big spark, and the Kittle catch down the juggling catch over the middle seemed to kind of jumpstart. How did you feel that, kind of maybe get you guys going?
Yeah, that was unbelievable. That was one of the best catches I've ever seen, and that's a special player doing special things, and plays like that definitely boost momentum.
Being your first trip to a conference championship game, does the intensity kind of feel ramped up for a week for you?
I think with this team, everything's intense, and that was true when I got here, and it's true now. Obviously, there's more on the line, but I think, we're winning. We got to just do the same thing as we always do every week, and that's correct the mistakes that we make and capitalize on the strengths and keep rolling and play our best game come Sunday.
Given it's still a relatively small sample size with Brock in terms of the number of starts he's had, is he at the point where he's not really surprising you, like with the way he's playing given the stage and everything that's at stake at this point?
He's you see it every day in the way he prepares. You see it in practice, and in games, he's just been an impressive guy to be around in the huddle. So, I'm not shocked anymore. Just who he is now.
you guys had no success basically running against them. Is part of your plan just to stay with it and wear them down?
Yeah, I think anytime you can maintain running the ball efficiently, that's always a good thing for your offense because you can do stuff in the pass game off of it. It was some tough runs, some tough yardage in there, but that second half, we're fighting for extra yards. Line did a great job sticking with it, and yeah, I think we definitely wanted to continue to run the ball.
Can you feel them wearing down a little bit? Can you kind of see that?
I think some of those early 2-3 yard runs, late in the game, turn into some 4 to 8 yard runs, and that's a big deal. So I think that's, sticking with it is important, and but it's our job to execute it.
Can you describe what you saw, where the blocks were, and how big the lane was?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was very well executed. I didn't get touched. So, we had 2 pullers who did a great job opening up the lane. All the down blocks were perfect, and that's how you draw the play up. So.
What's it like for you to have somebody like Elijah be able to produce like that in the second half?
It's awesome. Elijah's one of the better running backs that I've ever seen. So being able to, kind of give each other a little bit of rest and stay fresh in there is super important. And he did a great job, just like he always does.
Being coached by Anthony Lynn since you've been here, and how has he helped in terms of the transition?
He's been great. I think, one of the things that is so important is understanding the whole offense, and obviously being a head coach, being in this league a long time, playing it, he understands the full play concept. So, he obviously has a lot of wisdom, and every time you go in there between him and Bobby T, you're learning, and it's fun to be around.
Where would you rank that Dallas conference championship you're headed to? How long will you allow yourself to enjoy this moment before you start focusing on, next week and the Eagles and all that?
Yeah, it starts now. It's the prep starts now, getting your body back ready to go, and it's the most important thing is Sunday. So, it feels good to win this one. Obviously, we got more life, but the prep for next week starts now.
Where would you rank that Dallas defensive front in terms of what you guys have seen this season?
I don't know about like rankings or anything. We've seen a lot of good defenses. That's a good defense, so it's definitely a talented defense. I think they have a lot of the some of the top or higher stats in the league for a reason, and it was a good team.
All right, that's it, Christian.
Appreciate it, guys.
Ross, it looked like Jimmy was going to get it. Did you think, how do you play that when you see Jimmy almost in front of you there?
Yeah, no, I mean, that was huge by Jimmy. Huge, big-time play in a big moment. I was kind of in one-on-one coverage with CD, and he worked away from me, and Jimmy was kind of squatting over there and broke on the ball. It popped up, and he gave me the assist on that one.
Towards the end of the season, a couple of times D'Amico was saying things to us that he hadn't said for quite a while. I think it was after the Raider game. He said, that's not up to our standard. First half of the Seattle game, that's not up to our standard. But tonight, I mean, it was pretty much your standard, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it sure felt like us. That one drive where they went on I think it was a 12-play drive and scored on us, kind of broke down in coverage a couple of times. They had some third and shorts that they converted, but for the most part, it felt like us, man. And obviously, we know that we got to play big-time football in the playoffs and have a chance to win this next game.
After the Ray fumble, obviously tight game, playoff game, and you guys are in a tough position defensively. What are you telling the guys? How big was that to the whole game?
Yeah, honestly, every time we go out there, there's not much that got to be said, regardless of where they spot the ball. We know we got to go out and we got to execute, we got to perform, right? It's playoff football. Things happen, and we got to find a way through it all and make them attempt a field goal. And I think we stood up big time in that moment.
Fred, when Pollard went out for them, knowing your scouting report, did you guys adjust anything differently, knowing that Zeke's not going to pop off the big gainers necessarily like how Pollard did?
I wouldn't say we adjusted and specifically any type of way. Obviously he's an incredible football player, and we had a lot of respect for him going into this game, knowing how dynamic he was and how explosive of a player he was. You never wish to see a guy limp off the field like that. But I think for their offense, it kind of changed things up, not having him back there.
Eagles coming up, we obviously saw what they did yesterday. What's the challenge there? What's the mood about going into that game?
The challenge is everything. Just watching from afar, they had a great game yesterday and really took care of business at home, and they got another home game obviously, two great football teams going against each other. We're going to have to watch the tape hard. I think from just watching them all season, I think they have an amazing overall team, but they're offensively, they got a great O-line, great playmakers. Jalen Hurts having an MVP type season, and I respect the way he approaches the game and his mindset. So we got a big challenge on our hands for sure.
With this rivalry, a lot of back and forth kind of stuff this week. Anything special for you about handing that team another loss in the playoffs?
Yeah, we heard about the rivalry, how huge that was all week, and how rich the rivalry is, right? And I think this game was its own game, though. Honestly, obviously all that stuff is great and all, but I knew it was two great football teams playing against each other, and a big time game at home that we had to win, and we found a way.
Was there anything about that final Dallas formation that gave you guys pause? That was a weird look.
Yeah, very strange. I don't know. I don't know if they had planned to be in that situation, obviously, because it didn't work very well. But we prepare for everything, and when you got players like Jimmy Ward who just come and just saw guys out, it makes it easy. Hey, we prepare for everything. Yeah. All right, see you guys.
Walk us through the jump and catch over the middle, what you were thinking as that play was unfolding.
It was a bootleg. Me and Juice are on the backside, selling the outside zone away to get the defensive end across our face. Juice is the hot guy. We're trying to get the ball to either, I think it was Ayuk, Debo, or Juice. He's a hot guy, and I'm literally not even in the read. So I just saw kind of a space, and he hadn't thrown it yet, so I was just going up the field, and he gave me a catchable ball, and I was just trying to be dramatic. Just for TV, man.
That was all on purpose.
Yeah, it's just for TV. Just trying to be a little dramatic, get the ratings up. That's all we're here for.
Changed the momentum of the game, the vibe of the crowd and everything?
I think our crowd was fantastic all day. They were loud. Our defense was playing at a high level. Our defense was incredible. The crowd made them use a couple timeouts. I think they got a false start. But I think that just got our offense going a little bit, got our swagger going a little bit. And, after that, I think we scored a touch on that drive, right, I think? Yeah, and we went down, Christian finished it. So, yeah, definitely got the boys moving a little bit.
You guys are an even-keeled team, but how excited are you for this next game against Philly, one game away from the Super Bowl?
Nice shirt, man. It's nice. It's exactly where you want to be, right? At the start of the year, back in OTAs, all you're doing is preparing, for the Super Bowl. And to be one step away from that, it's awesome. To go into Philly, which is fantastic, atmosphere. I don't know if you can say, I love Levi's. I think it's a fantastic atmosphere, but if I'm not going to be biased, besides Kansas City and the Eagles, they're pretty top tier. So it's going to be wonderful. I know how much the fans love their opposing team and all the fans. So it's going to be really fun, and it's going to be cold and violent, and it's going to be a blast.
When you improvise around like that, you put your hand up. Are you trying to get his attention, or like?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not in the read at all. That's just Brock keeping. I say it all the time. Brock is a good quarterback that keeps his eyes up when the play is falling apart, and his number one, his number two wasn't open, and for him to look back inside and just see a white glove fly up and give me a shot at the ball, that's just really good quarterback play.
How do you adjust your route on that?
Like I said, my route is supposed to be I go down and I come back out flat, but I saw Juice right there, and there's a ton of people overran it, and so I was like, I'll just go down the seam and just see if we can make something happen.
You were held on the same drive near the end zone.
I was, yes.
Can you discuss your celebration after that?
I knew it was third down. It was a play we installed on Friday. It's a high red zone play. It was definitely not the look that we thought we were going to get, but the guy was squatting. I just had a post route across the middle, and he was sitting on it heavy, and he was sitting in a chair, and I knew that if I just got on and watching the tape, they like to hold and grab a little bit, and he put both arms around my waist and kind of tripped one of my legs. I was like, well, I'm not going to get away from this because he's holding me so bad, so I'm just going to fall, and it's exactly what happened. And so, yeah, I'm happy. I had a play last week where I got literally tackled in the middle of my route, and the back ref was like, hey, if he would have thrown it to you, I would have thrown a flag. And I was like, I don't know. I can't catch the ball from on the ground, man. But, but, hey, great referee play. But that one, I'm definitely just going to sell it as hard as I can because, it was a flag regardless, but if I went down, I'm just happy. Sends the drive, and we score a touchdown.
What was Brock's demeanor in the huddle throughout the game?
Confident the whole time. It was awesome. I thought Brock did really well, especially when our offense wasn't doing very well early. We're getting field goals. We weren't finishing. Our defense was playing at a high level, and Brock wasn't getting distraught. There was no jitteriness to him. He was just Brock Purdy walking in the huddle, calling the play, and delivering. It was,
At the end of the first half where he scrambled and almost ran out of
oh
time.
dear, that was stressful, wasn't it? As I'm blocking on that, and I turn around and he starts scrambling. I'm like, why do you still have the ball? Throw it away. It was the play before that was the exact same play, and he's just supposed to throw it away. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's no reason to make a play here, Brock. Oh my goodness, it's just so stressful. Rookies, man, just rookies.
George, you guys are 15-0 when you win the turnover battle this year. How important? I mean, I know it's important every week, but Brock to take care of the ball, especially in a game like that where it's going to be tight like that.
I mean, if you look at all the teams left in the playoffs or the teams that were in the playoffs, I mean, everyone's +8 or more. I mean, Dallas was +10. We were +15 or 13, something like that. I mean, that's all that, I mean, if you look at every game in the history of the NFL, the ball is the only thing that matters, all the turnovers and stuff. And the fact that our offense has done such a fantastic job of holding on to the football. Brock's not, doing anything bad with it. He's making good decisions. Our running backs, our skill players are all holding on to the football. And I think our team does a fantastic job, too. Our O-line does a great job of after the ball's out. You'll see, whether it's Banks, Brunskill, Burford, Brendel, they'll always chase the ball down, too, just to be there just in case. And I think it's just a mindset we've developed. We have a ball meeting every single, I think it's Thursday, where we talk for 20, 30 minutes about, exaggerated, 15 minutes about the ball. And it's been an emphasis, ever since I've been here. But this is the best that we've ever done at taking care of the ball, and that's why you win football games.
We can see that Micah Parsons is a really good player.
Yeah, he's pretty good, isn't he?
But what's unique about him from your perspective?
I think it's just his speed. Really, he's so fast and he's violent. He's really strong. He can get under your pads. He's a freak athlete who's, he's, like I said, he's super strong. He's incredibly fast. It's hard to go against guys like that, especially when they're as violent as he is. And I thought we handled him pretty well today. But he made some awesome plays. I know I saw him hip toss somebody. That was probably my fault on a bad chip. But, he's a fantastic football player. He's only going to get better and better and better. So.
Defensive lines you guys have faced this year?
I'm going to say Micah's the fastest person I've gone against as a D lineman probably, but other than that, I don't know. It's the NFL. Everybody has fantastic football players on D line. Just look ahead next week to Philly. They've got 6 first rounders on their D line, and they're fantastic. They're vets. They know how to play the game. They're going to be violent. They're going to talk a lot of crap, and that's just something I'm looking forward to because every time we play Philly, it's a great game and it's going to be really fun.
George, do you know where that sky cam is all the time? We saw you making faces at it.
Well, when it's 4 feet above you and I could touch it, it's pretty hard to miss it.
Do you try and keep it light in the huddle, or it's a pretty tense game, but you seem like you were having a good time.
I love football. Every opportunity that we get to play, especially at home, is fantastic because you don't know when your opportunity is going to end. And so I just try to take advantage of those opportunities. I try to be myself. I try to have fun. Football's a lot easier when you're having fun, and I don't want anyone to feel I don't want anyone to get so stressed out and jittery and anxious because we're in a huge football game. Because at the end of the day, we are playing a kid's game, and I get the stakes are incredibly high, but goodness gracious, if you have fun, it's so much easier. I like to have a blast. When there's good music playing, I'm dancing. I like the vibe.
Just catch of the night, the McCaffrey touchdown when he tossed it. It looked like we were fair catching that.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the end zone, so it would have been a touchback. So, I was just, trying to put it on tape that I can be back there if they ever need me. But Ray's a phenomenal returner. For him to have a fumble and then the very next kickoff return to bring it to the 50-yard line, his confidence is fantastic. We love having Ray, and I hope he doesn't change how he returns the ball because he's been a spark for us every single game for the last 8 weeks.
The McCaffrey ball when he scores a touchdown and throws it in the air.
Why not? That's my question. And then I saw Jerry. I was like, Jerry Rice needs a football.
When you guys, the other defense is making plays, you guys aren't moving the ball as easily as you would want.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever find yourself having to go up to Brock and tell him, hey, just be patient, it'll kind of unfold, or does he just have that poise naturally? Or
I think Brock's done a fantastic. I think he has that poise naturally. If there was a moment where I thought that Brock was having if I felt like he was out of his funk, I would go up to him and just tell him to take a deep breath because he's been playing at a high level. He doesn't need to change anything. Just keep being you, man, and just take a deep breath. And that's all I ask all of my teammates. I mean, I get, it's the NFL, right? Like, we're playing a team that's really good. You're going to have a bad play once in a while. Like, you're going to get beat. But as long as you don't let that snowball into getting beat twice in a row and then 3 times in a row, that's all that matters. Just stop that, take a deep breath. Hey, I'm a really good football player. I'm playing in the NFL. I'm playing in the playoff division game for a reason. I'm here for a reason. I can make those plays too. And so and I didn't have to do that to Brock today. He was doing great, and I thought our whole team was playing at a high level. I mean, again, it's the playoffs, and Dallas came out and they stopped their offense early, but we got it going when it mattered.
Did you have to tell them that any of the 7 games?
I will say Seattle last week, he came in during our 2-minute drill at the very end trying to get a field goal, and he said a play so fast and not a single person in the huddle heard it. And we're just like, dude, Brock, it's okay, man. Just take a deep breath and call the play. And he was fine after that.
Okay,
2 more. Don't mess this up, guys.
A replay of your 30-yard juggling catch.
I have seen it, yes.
You see the ball flash in front of you on your early face pass.
Yeah, it was, like I said, Huff did it back when we played the Rams, and so I was just, trying to have a cool catch like Huff.
George, speaking of the Rams, when you guys lost them last year in the NFC Championship game.
Wow, just going to bring that up. Thanks, man.
What lessons did you guys learn that you're able to take to the next week's game so where you don't repeat that performance?
I mean, I thought we were playing pretty well that game. It's the NFL. Other teams make plays. We had an opportunity to win that game. We didn't, but I don't think that we fumbled the ball down our leg or screwed anything up. They just made more plays than we did. So at the end of the day, we're going to come in, get a great game plan in. I'm very confident in our offensive staff and incredibly confident in our defensive staff and our special teams. And they're going to give us a fantastic game plan, and we're going to go out there and execute it. And it's going to be a hell of a football game. And I just can't wait for it. What else would check your pulse, man?
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Like being in that kind of game with that kind of intensity and 2 physical teams going at it.
That felt like legit playoff football. It's a really good team.
What impressed you most about them?
Mostly their defense, just swarming. Really athletic guys on the back end who can make plays, and overall, I mean, the pass rush is great for them too. So it's definitely one of the top teams.
I know every game is going to be a challenge, but you guys have won so convincingly in so many of your other games. When you have a close game like this today, did it kind of maybe be a good test for you guys for next week in Philly?
Definitely. I mean, playoff football is always going to be like that, and I think we're all going to be better after this one.
So when you're not on the field, you're watching what the defense is doing on the other side?
I watched the game. Yeah.
What did you see from Kittle's crazy circus catch?
That was crazy. I was pretty confident he had it, and then he bobbled it twice, and I got a little nervous, but that was a huge play.
You're on a great defense yourself, but you played for several great defenses. How impressive was it for you to see your team's offense kind of slowly turn the tide and play the game on its terms against that Dallas defense?
Yeah, I think the second half they started to wear him down big time, and running the ball in the playoffs is a huge thing. And I think we did how many yards did we give on rushes? Do you know? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty darn good defense, and I'm sure a lot of those were scrambles too. I think we stepped it up a notch as a defense, and we needed it.
What was your reaction when you saw them bring out the punt team up with about 2 minutes left, or just over 2 minutes left?
Us? Oh, them. Well, they were backed up, and they had 3 timeouts, and their defense was playing solid, so I'm sure they had confidence in them. I just knew they were going to have to go out one more time, so I was trying to keep everybody even keel.
You set the bar so high, which is why it's surprising that you've only had 1 sack the last 4 games. Are teams doing anything different against you?
No, I played my heart out tonight, and I think I did a good job. I'm pretty. I'm always happy after a playoff win, but I feel like I did a good part in the win today. So the sacks they happen and they don't happen. They come in bunches though, so we'll see.
Have you enjoyed it all, or is it now just all focused on the Eagles?
I'm gonna enjoy it. My family's here, so we'll have a good dinner tonight. But yeah, it's right back to work.
When you're in a tight game, are you thinking more, hey, I got to make a play here, or is it, try not to do too much and get out of, my discipline?
Yeah, I mean, you especially towards the end there, you want to make a play as a D line, and that's kind of what we take pride in. Sampson got him down there, which was huge. But I think our pressure throughout the night really made Dak extremely uncomfortable.
When you guys played after the fumble punt, they had it down deep, and you guys held them to 3. The way you guys on those 3 possessions really didn't let them get the yard.
Yeah, we had our best stuff at the right time. Turnovers are not what you want at that point, but we got our guys back.
It's going to be your 3rd NFC Championship game in your 4th season. So, what have you learned from the past 2 trips, and just the thought on going back to that stage?
I just know how hard it is and how good these teams are going to be, and you don't want to squander any opportunity like this. Once you get this far, everything just cranks up a notch.
What's the biggest challenge going against Tyron Smith for you?
I think I did pretty solid.
Yeah.
He's obviously one of the best ever. But I think I had my way with him.
How does this path to the playoffs feel for you versus the last 3?
Huh?
How does this path to the playoffs feel for you to the NFC Championship? How does this path feel versus the last couple times you've had?
Very different, each one. I think with the bye week, rookie year, it just seems so quick. You're there after, 1 win? Yeah. So yeah, we kind of just rolled 19. Not too many close games there, but and then last year was just an uphill battle the whole year. So this one feels kind of in the middle.
Think about that formation at the final play of the game and what the Cowboys were trying to accomplish, and when Ezekiel lines up at center, what was going through your mind?
I was kind of mad I wasn't out there in the last one, but I guess they wanted some faster guys than me. But yeah, that was great. Z's just dumped him over, and Jimmy cleaned him up, ended it real quick.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.